Hello, my sweet and lovely Aries. This is your horoscope for January 2025. Welcome to 2025. And, January and in general, 2025 will have a bit of a slow start because we have Mars retrograding. That's how we welcome this 2025 new year, new chapter of our life. On 6th of January, Mars, retrograding, meaning moving backwards and slow and weak. It's not efficient. Now, when Mars retrogrades, all the activities, desire in that area is also dropping somehow. Or just going back to some things that you've done before, that you've been busy before, some activities. Now, Mars on 6th of January will move into your fourth house. From the beginning, since December, it was retrograding in your fifth house, but then it moves back to your fourth house in retrograde motion, and it will stay until February 24 in this kind of motion, meaning slow and weak. When Mars retrogrades, it's never good to start anything. Um, you know, Related very serious things which is important to you. So chill. The beginning of the year is amazing. Let people congratulate you. See some other people, especially like because it's retrograding in your fourth house now. A lot of you guys might have traveled back home, or you will travel in January after 6th of January, back somewhere that like good, and where you're familiar, everything that is very well known to you, like mostly like home, because fourth house is home. Now, some of you guys might take up like start fixing or redesigning. You might decide that you will start a year with new living space, like apartment or design or house. You might be redecorating or something you will be doing, or going back to like fixing some things like house related. It doesn't matter, maybe a wall, like painting walls, whatever is that. Like, now, it's also about building a house or apartment or whatever you're going to build. You might also take up that after 6th of January. And it's your ruler, my dear Aries. For you guys, it will be extra important to do something that you already know, or to, some things that you used to do when Mars retrogrades. It's very weak. And now this topic will be until February 24th. Now, fourth house is also house of family. You might also contact, or you might visit, or you might see, or someone from your family might visit you for holidays, like from far. Maybe it's your sister, like siblings, brothers, or even mother specifically, because fourth house is about mother too. And fourth house is also about where we are citizens of. So it might be about your citizenship documents. And if you're busy, like if that's your topic, you moved somewhere, relocated somewhere, and you might relocate actually back home. Or it could be case that you are relocating somewhere and you need to gather some documents, you need to apply some things, especially to those authorities, travel agencies, whatever is that related to citizenship. Could be also getting passport or permanent residency. Some papers will be needed, and it could hit up your fourth house, this area of your life. Now, January 13, we have full moon. In general, January is a positively calm and amazing month, but this January, like mid of January, will be surprising full moon, because it will have Uranus very active, exact aspect doing to that full moon. Now, full moons bring conclusions or revelations. They show something in a true light, or they conclude to actually the situation that was already in your life. And it's again happening in your fourth house. You see how this fourth house area of your life will get busy in the beginning of January. And this woman also will conjunct that Mars that is retrograding in your fourth house at 23 degrees, meaning those of you who are born 12th of April, plus or minus 5 days, will be affected the most by this full moon, and surprises are due. Uranus is a planet of surprises and shocking news, but this time I feel that it will be positive one. Positive surprises are coming your way. Plus, Uranus will be situated in your second house of earning money, my dear Aries, meaning, this full moon is about in your fourth house. It might be you selling a house. You might actually close the deal around this 13th of January. You might find a buyer, as an example, and that buyer can come all of a sudden also. Or the money that the buyer will be offering will be surprisingly high, not that you expected actually, even better than you anticipated, which is amazing news gonna happen around mid-January. Some of you guys, same about selling or buying, house. It doesn't matter, or apartment or wherever, like the place you live. Or if you're in that business, like real estate business, it could be your topic too. Something very positive happening. You might sell a real estate. If you're an agent, you might, I don't know, rent out some real estate, which will also go for surprisingly high price that you won't expect, my dear Aries. Now, fourth house is also about family, and here something suddenly again might change the course of your life. For example, you might find out, for example, that you're pregnant, because the full moon is all, it's about full, its conclusion. But that pregnancy will be very surprising to you, so that it will shift your values. But it seems like, because Uranus rules your wishes and, dreams for your future, it seems like you've been waiting for this news. I mean, not even like waiting, but let's say dreaming and wishing this to happen. So if that's your case, congratulations. Now, fourth house is also all about other relatives, like brothers, sisters, or like could be like some surprising news in your family, or someone like, let's say, leaving an inheritance to you. Also a possibility here. Now, those of you who are relocating somewhere, moving somewhere, it doesn't matter the reason. Like, for example, you got a job and you're moving, or you got married and you're moving somewhere else to live with your spouse, to some other country or city or place where you seems like you will need to deal with documents also. And again, those documents might have some surprising turn, and plus some news if you are already in the process. And those news will be positive, my dear Aries. January 29, we have nodes. This is one of the biggest transits of the year, plus January. Now, almost end of January will be packed with actions from planets. And first one, nodes, lunar nodes. They are moving, they are changing sign. I talked about this lunar nodes in your 2025 horoscope. If you haven't checked, for more details, you can go back and check that one. But I will make a separate video on this node, because this is a huge topic. Here, I would like to briefly mention that, as I said before, nodes are always two, and they are always opposite to each other. North node will move into your 12th house, south node will move into your 6th house. Now, because of these lunar nodes, we have eclipses. So upcoming a year and a half, or a year and 8 months to be precise, eclipses will fall in these two houses for you. Meaning, eclipses, they are like turning point of life, once in a lifetime events. Now, something will be happening around this axis between these two planets, the line, in the sky between your 12th house and 6th house. Seems like it will be related to some of you guys about health. But eclipses, we don't have any eclipses in January. All this thing will start in March. And then you will see more from this lunar nodes moving into your 12th and 6th house. Now, I will make as I said, a whole separate video where I will talk about this more in detail, so stay tuned. Now, let's talk about new moon, which is happening January 29th. Sugar sweet, perfect new moon in your house of dreams and future house. Now, 11th house is such a big and broad and expansive house. Now, happening at 9 degrees, meaning those of you who are born 29th of March, plus or minus 5 days, will be affected the most by this new moon, but all of us will be affected. Now, always allow and full moons and new moons like 10 days before and 10 days after to deliver its messages. So always remember this. Not necessarily right on January 29th, but this new moon is happening January 29th. And, Jupiter will be sending supportive beams to that new moon. Now, Jupiter is planet of luck and abundance and happiness, the most lucky planet in our universe. It's like our guardian angel that showers us with gifts. And as here, we have a gift from Jupiter right from the beginning of the year as this amazing sweet new moon. Now, new moon is new energy, something new starting, some new story, new person coming, or something very new happening in your life. Now, Jupiter will be situated in your third house of contractual agreements like contract signing, communication, languages also, plus Jupiter rules your language houses, ninth house, like study, education, learning languages. If you've been wishing to study a new language, seems like you will start by the end of January. It might be some opportunity coming up there, like a course or I don't know, for free. As an example, Jupiter can do that. Or there is a good teacher that you always wanted to like study with this new language as an example, or it can be a skill, any type of skill like coding, I don't know, sewing, cooking, whatever is the skill. Like there's like courses when you take short-term courses, it's about that. Now new moon is appearing in your 11th house. It's something that you wished for a long time. Your wish is coming true, my dear Aries, by the end of January. And 11th house is also house of achievements, like when we have like harvesting results, when we are, and it seems like you're achieving something, whether it's signing contract, very important, whether it's about communication, especially it could be about social media. If you've been wishing to become popular and like online and open social media page, seems like you will do this by the end of January, exactly around this new moon, and it's amazing opportunity. You will become a star on social media because it's putting bright side on your 11th house, house of internet, house of popularity and social media. And third house is all about communication. Seems like you will be speaking there or like podcast, I don't know, video, something you will be doing related to speaking, writing, or I don't know, communicating, or even teaching. 11th house is also house of grandchildren. If you've been wishing, it might be that if you're that age, you will be welcoming your grandkid at this new moon, as an example. And also 11th house is about friendships. Now, here is new friend entering into your life, and things like, oh, you might meet over online, like internet. You might communicate with someone who speaks different language, who's from different culture, and who is located very far. Could be even if it's not far, but the person will be most probably on a travel mode or for business trip, like some short sort of period around your area, and that's how you're gonna like communicate and become friends. Some foreigner coming into your life, some of you guys. Now 11th house is also house of social groups, like big groups when we are part of, for example, tennis club, I don't know, swimming group, or chess club, reading books, book club, whatever is the like you know groups of people that you belong to. And this is new energy, new moon. Seems like you are becoming some member to some group, and it seems like it will be a lot of foreigners there. Sort of, you are joining some sort of club, or you're joining some sort of social circle, which will be speaking different language, and you will have to somehow learn that language too. Very interesting new moon, my dear Aries, for you guys. Let me know what is this new moon about in your life. This is amazing one, stellar one. Now, and lastly, January 30th, we have Uranus, planet of surprises and shocking situation, going direct in your house of money. Now, this is amazing because, Uranus was retrograding. Now it's going direct. When any planet retrograde, they are weak, they are unstable, they are not helping, sort of. Now, when they go direct in your second house, it will actually embark on its sort of last journey. No, maybe pre-last journey until July 7th, when it will move out from your second house into your third house. Now that will be also a big transit of 2025 because Uranus takes 7 years to change signs. That's exactly how long it stays in one sign. And in your case, it was in your second house, giving you all sorts of ups and downs in terms of how you earn money, my dear Aries. It could have been very disruptive situations, shocking situations for the past 7 years since 2018 and 2019. Like, I don't know, could have been something shocking, like company got bankrupt when you least expected it, and you had to change, for example, your job, as an example, or uh, let's say because you decided all of a sudden to, like, for example, whole life you've been a surgeon or doctor or some specialist, like medical specialist, but then you one day woke up and you said, no, this is not what I want to do whole my life, and you just went, I don't know, singing, for example. Like drastic situations, because Uranus is this kind of like electricity planet, and I call it a roller coaster planet. It's always up and down, sort of this kind of surprise and shocking moments planet. And it was giving you all the tantrums in your second house of earning income, meaning changing your job place, I don't know, giving you a lot of surprises around how you earn money, plus resources of money that you earn from. And Uranus naturally rules your 11th house, and at the same time, your wishes also were not so much of a stable, let's say. Most probably, you always, like, for the past 7 years, you didn't even know how to, let's say, which area you really wanted to earn money, because you wanted all of those areas. One day that one another day this one. Sort of this kind of period could have been last 7 years. But now January 30th, Uranus goes into your into direct motion, meaning giving you sort of last period push to diversify your second house. Now, plus Uranus, is the planet of new technologies. It's about youth. It's about young people. Most probably, you've been also working in this kind of young people, I don't know, companies, industries, professional areas, and like new technologies sort of areas as your earning place. Second house is also about values, my dear Aries. It was changing greatly your values, adding a lot of unexpected values that you never thought of, like mind blowing values. Like whether it's love or family, I don't know, maybe you value technology, maybe you value AI, whatever is that, it was surprising both to you and to your surrounding, what you've been discovering about what you actually value, in life in general. Now, this was your horoscope for January, and stay tuned for those lunar nodes because that topic is huge. It's life changing moments happening in 2025. Now, always check your rising sign, because rising sign is the strongly affecting us usually the most. But sometimes it's sun sign, sometimes it's moon sign. So check all three and compare which one is affecting you the most. Love you all, my dear Aries. Happy January. Bye bye.